Welcome to Family Basics 101. I'm Dr. Bruce McClure, and as we finalize the last lesson in the series of men and women, we will talk today very specifically about the fulfillment of a man and the fulfillment of a woman. Let's define fulfillment. The simple definition of fulfillment is the delivery of a completed product. Fulfillment in the business world means taking an order and then executing it, making it ready for the consumer's pickup, for the consumer's pleasure, or for the consumer's consumption. Fulfillment means being filled with a completed product that is wholesome, or it could mean being filled with a completed product that is detrimental. And that definition could be equally true for men and or women. So let's be clear that fulfillment does not just by the mere definition mean that it will necessarily be wholesome, nor does it necessarily mean that it will be detrimental. Males and females have an inner yearning to be fulfilled, but not all males and not all females may be willing to provide fulfillment to others. So there's sort of this natural drive, this natural desire inside of each male and each female to be fulfilled, to receive those things inside, to receive those things external that soothe and that comfort. But they may not necessarily be capable or able or willing to make sure that the needs of others are fulfilled. Maybe it's because, number one, they have never really understood the joy of being fulfilled. And maybe they've never understood there's a joy and there's the expectation that if one is fulfilled, then that fulfillment is for sharing. And what do you share? You share hope. You share contentment. You share joy. You share entertainment. And even the fulfillment of dreams are shared when people are properly filled. Secondly, there is a possibility that males or females, or maybe both, have never learned to know when fulfillment has truly happened in their own lives. And when there's a lack of awareness that fulfillment has really taken place, the person may never have learned to stand still and really see and really experience their own fulfillment. They will continue a quest for what they already have obtained. So there will be this internal drive to keep on fulfilling what potentially has already been fulfilled. Or if there is a detrimental fulfillment, there may be an internal drive to keep filling that personal life with those things that are detrimental to oneself. When we look at the objective, we can talk about the definition, but what is the real purpose of one wanting to be fulfilled, whether it's a man or a woman? To respond quickly and correctly to the needs of self and others based upon the uniqueness of the person. So, gratification, fulfillment, really is to give the person who is the recipient first and foremost the gratification of responding correctly to the needs of self. But then secondary to that is based upon their gratification. They in turn are to respond in haste and respond with exhilaration to the needs and the uniqueness of the other person. Secondly, an objective of being fulfilled from both men and women is to maintain a healthy attitude toward self and toward the opposite sex. So if a person is being fulfilled in all realms, then they will have a healthy outlook, a healthy look, a balance in terms of how they reciprocate and how they respond, how they talk, how they give into the life of the opposite sex. Thirdly, one of the objectives of fulfillment from both men and women is to have the capacity to have an overflowing or an excess of joy, an excess of contentment to send forth into others. Unless a person is fulfilled, it becomes difficult to pour into or to redistribute into the life of others. As a matter of fact, people who are not really fulfilled will have the greater difficulty with the redistribution of joy, and they will have a real difficult time in bringing contentment and peace into the lives of other individuals, and it may be driven by their own internal lack of fulfillment. Another objective of fulfillment, both from men and women, is to be able to address the problems of others from a heart of fulfillment. If a person's heart is not filled correctly, then it becomes very difficult, if not impossible, to really address the hurts, to really address the needs, to really address the day-to-day struggles that others are experiencing. And the bottom line reason oftentimes is because the individual, male or female, is not fulfilled, or they are fulfilled in an inappropriate, unhealthy manner. In the book of Luke chapter 12, verses 16 through 21, if proper fulfillment is in place, then it moves people into a place of togetherness. There was a parable spoken, saying, "The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, This will I do, I will pull down my barns, build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry." That's not healthy fulfillment. I mean, he has healthy things fulfilling himself, but he has an unhealthy understanding of the purpose of fulfillment. He's not concerned about the fulfillment needs of anyone other than self. And there's an unhealthy belief about this story, in that the person seems to say, my keeping everything to myself, my happiness, the fruits, the joys of my labor, I'm okay with that. That contradicts the very meaning of fulfillment. Fulfillment means having an abundancy, and with joy being ready to redistribute that abundant life, whether it's joy into the life of others, happiness into the life of others, contentment into the life of others. And when a person is willing to redistribute fulfillment, then they can really have a happy home, a happy life, and contribute to the building of a happy community. But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. In other words, your fulfillment is going to turn into a thing of dissatisfaction. I'll see you back in class again next time. Don't be late, and don't skip class.